If you're running lead generation Facebook ads using WhatsApp, IG, or Messenger, one of the biggest challenges that you're probably facing right now is how can we improve the quality of the leads that we are getting? How do you set up a lead gen Facebook ads on WhatsApp, IG, or Instagram? Usually you will use the native, the auto reply feature that Facebook is giving you. And there's nothing much you can do, right? There is not a lot of so-called robust customization that we can do. Usually we just do a very simple either auto reply or some buttons for them to click. And the next situation that we are facing here is when the lead comes in, we may not have the time to respond to them on time. And usually probably an hour or two later, when we come back and talk to them, they just ghost on us. So what can we do to improve the lead quality? If you're running lead generation Facebook ads on WhatsApp, IG, or Instagram, the answer is actually a lead generation chatbot. And usually a lead gen chatbot is something that we build on third-party chatbot platforms like ManyChat. And it's really a mechanism that we can design within 24 hours. Aside from the auto reply that we are actually using on the messenger level, we can actually actively reach out to these people a few times within 24 hours to kind of spark interest and get them to actually respond to us. So I'm going to show you here is a lead gen chatbot that we are building for a real estate agent. So if you're running lead gen Facebook ads on IG, WhatsApp, or Facebook, what you can actually do here is you can set a very simple auto reply. So what we're doing here is if somebody reply with the word learn more in the sentence, it would actually spark the chat, which is something that we can set when we're setting up the Facebook ads. It's like a very simple auto reply. It's like kind of like they click on it immediately as if they are already sending a message to you. So we're just gonna do something like, I would like to learn more. So when they click on that, become a message that is being sent to our messenger or IG or WhatsApp, and that triggers the chatbot to start working. So the first message that we will be sending is usually something that is just the product itself, right? So let's say if we are promoting a condominium, then we will say something like, great choice, right? This is really something that you should be looking at right now because of the great offer. And then after that, you can actually send an image to kind of remind them about the product that you are promoting. And after that, usually we go straight by asking for phone numbers. So what we can do here is, this is a chatbot that we have a mechanism to identify what kind of information that we're expecting from the audience. And here we're asking for phone number. We always do that, right? Say that, give me your phone number so that I can WhatsApp you more information about that. Because what we are trying to do here is we are trying to get their phone number, which is something that we can do to follow up in the future and stuff. So basically what the bot would do here is if they do reply, so what we are actually setting here is we are supposed to get a phone number as a reply. So we can even set that what we are actually expecting to see, whether it's an email, a phone, or whatever. So here we're actually looking for a phone. And when a phone come in, let's say if they do reply with a phone number, then we can actually add and tag, probably say that, oh, it's a WhatsApp number acquired. And we can actually move them to the next automation to send them different information or whatever it is, right? So basically, there is a condition that we can set over here. And what if they don't reply? What if they don't respond? What we can actually do here is we can set a smart delay and say that an hour later, we'll probably come back and say, hey, don't forget to send us your phone number so that we can actually send you more information about the property itself. So you can actually do this as many times as you want. But usually what we would do here is we try not to be too pushy. After one or two rounds of asking, if they still do not reply, move on. But then again, it doesn't mean that we want to end here. We can actually ask something else to spark their interest or to re-engage with them. Remember, when we are building a lead gen chatbot, it is actually an assault chatbot. It's not a passive chatbot that we usually see, something for customer service and whatever auto reply that we are seeing, which is very normal and passive. I mean, you have to wait for them to really say something or type something, then only you come back and respond to them with whatever designated messages or information that you are about to send to them. But what we do here is when we are building a lead gen chatbot, remember, we have 24 hours to actually get in touch with our audience as many times as we want. But of course, not to an extent of being too pushy and salesy. But what we can do here is we can really meaningfully send something to spark their interest and get them to come to talk to us in many ways. So what we can possibly do here is if they, over here, if they don't respond, 30 minutes later, we will actually go to the next step and say something like this. Like this is something that probably a lot of people don't do. You should actually introduce yourself to them and say that, hey, I'm Jack. I've been in this industry for many years. And aside from all the property that you're looking at right now, I also have other properties that I'm also promoting. Do you want me to recommend something based on your need? So basically, we can actually start sending them something like a questionnaire. So we can start sending message like, oh, what are you actually buying this for? Are you actually buying this for own use or investment? So once they actually start answering, we can actually tag them based on the answer. And based on the answer, we can send them different information or different questions. So this is really something that can be very hairy or complicated and complex, but it's really something that you should consider doing, because eventually a lead comes in, has a lot of like possibility. They are probably attracted by this product itself, but it doesn't mean that they cannot be promoted other products that you have. That's why at one point over here, okay, we probably will come to a point to actually share with them something like here. This is one of 2 hours later, if they still don't respond, then we will say that, hey, we can actually name them by first name and say that, oh yeah, Jake, I almost forgot that there is new product that just launched. Can I send you more info about this? Remember, when a lead comes in, you are responsible to talk to them and warm them up and whatever, to really kind of like, at least to your capability best, get them to respond to you. That's why a lot of Facebook advertisers out there trying to generate leads on platforms like WhatsApp, IG, or Instagram, although they know that this is something that you can actually set, but they're not really using the feature to the maximum level. That's why I have been helping my clients to really build something meaningful. So when it comes to a lead gen chatbot like this, there are a few things you want to take into consideration. In order to build an effective lead gen chatbot, it's really important for you to first set your tonality. I mean, in my opinion, you shouldn't be sending messages like, hi, welcome to my page, and I would like to welcome you. Like, my name is Jake, and I'm doing this for many years. No, you need to actually get the message across as fast as you can, and you need to develop your own voice. So what I actually work with my client extensively here is we do a lot of back and forth discussion to really kind of set the tone of the message. And once we have the tone, we can start writing messages according to the tone. So you can actually use some ChatGPT or AI software to do the writing and all that. This is really something that you can do, but it's always designed by human, right? So that's the thing. So once the tonality is done, the next thing is really about building the blueprint. Now, when it comes to building a blueprint, it's really about diving into the business deep enough to kind of unearth all the important information and kind of build a web of information that might spark interest of the audience. Like, for example, we are doing this for a real estate agent, right? Introduction is very important. That's why we actually put it in there. And then we also need to know what are the products available. Let's say you have a lot of properties. We don't want to actually kind of just tell them that we have all the properties, because that would be very messy. But what we can probably do is we can categorize the properties into maybe like 4 or 5 categories, and we can group the information up. And basically, at one point, you can even send informations in carousel, in messages like that, to really let them choose what they really want. And we can actually place a WhatsApp button. If they really want something, they just click on it. They can start talking to you on WhatsApp. And you can then have another chatbot on WhatsApp to really send them the information that they're looking for. So it's really something that can be very complex, but it's really powerful if you do it right. That's the reason why I believe if you're running Facebook ads, trying to generate leads on platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger, you really need to consider building a lead gen chatbot. This, like I said, this is really an assault chatbot. It's like a salesperson working for you, especially for the first 24 hours. You want to design the message in a way that is really able to spark interest and get them to kind of convert into at least a contact and do something with that. That's really something that you want to consider. So then you're probably asking, what about AI chatbot, right? So a lot of buzzwords around talking about, oh, AI is the king and all that, it's changed the world and all this. But here's what I think. For a lead gen chatbot, AI plays a very small role, probably not that important over here, because you know why? Most of the time, your leads do not talk back to you. Now, an AI mechanism in the chatbot usually works really well when your audience talks to you, and when the AI learns enough, they are able to help you reply in the most meaningful way possible. But for a lead gen chatbot, usually these people are totally like cold to you. They are stranger. It's almost impossible for these people to start being chatty with you on Messenger. So AI plays no significant role. Rather, I would say the blueprint, as in like the journey that you're designing for your audience, is really the key that determines the success of your lead gen Facebook ads campaign on platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger. You see, everybody can create a chatbot using platforms like Chatfield, ManyChat, and all that. There are so many platforms out there. But the biggest challenge Facebook advertisers, businesses, when they are trying to create a chatbot for their business, is how to connect the dot together to build a blueprint that creates a journey that really kind of able to help you convert and nurture your audience in the most meaningful way. Especially when it comes to lead gen chatbot, the journey in the first 24 hours is really, really important. So this is where I come in. In fact, I'm a Facebook ad specialist, right? I've been doing this since 2010, but very little knows that I've been building chatbots since 2018. That was the time where chatbot was first introduced to the world. I mean, yeah, way earlier, but then again, we started building this at that point of time. I built a lot of chatbots for property developers, real estate industry. I was building a lot of chatbot for F&B and retail industry as well. I think over the years, I built close to 100 chatbot for the businesses out there. And come today, what I'm actually trying to offer right now here is, especially when you're doing lead gen, I want to help you create a lead gen chatbot that can really help you nurture and convert your audience in the most meaningful way. So you don't need to really kind of like bang your head around trying to figure out the system and all that. What we would do together is, first, I would just like what we mentioned just now, right? First, I help you develop the tone, okay, the messaging and the journey and the blueprint. And the best part is I'm going to come in and build for you. As in, I will design the blueprint, the chatbot journey and everything for you, and I will do it for you. It's a done for you program here. Yes. But what I do, as you know that as a coach, I would actually teach you how to use the system and do things so that in the future, when you need to change certain things, tweak here and there, you just need to do it yourself. You don't need to really come back to me. But of course, if you want to still continue working with me to build, like different chatbot for different businesses and different products, and I'm more than happy to do that. But here's what I really want you to do. If you're running lead gen Facebook ads and you are actually having problem of low lead quality, as in like these people come in, 95% of them are not responding to your messages, you need to build a lead gen chatbot, and I want to work with you. I only take a handful of clients per month because this kind of project requires a lot of kind of like a brain cell in brainstorming, like thinking and building time involves, right? But really, if your project is really interesting, I would love to work with you to develop your lead gen chatbot to effectively boost your lead quality, so that you have a salesperson working for you 24 hours, 7 days to actually help you nurture and convert your audience as and when they come in, so that you can actually have a peace of mind. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code. Let's have a quick discussion and see if you're a good fit to work together. And I look forward to work with you.